More than 1,100 people made the journey across the Channel over the weekend. Border Force officials picked up 491 migrants on Saturday and another 624 made the crossing on Friday. This comes as Home Secretary Priti Patel faced criticism from a French minister who says the UK has not paid the £54 million it had promised France to help tackle the migrant crisis.
Yes, well, Alp Mehmet from Migration Watch UK joins us now. Alp, thank you very much. Should we be starting to pay the French?
Be here. Well, that's a red herring, if I may say so. That's nothing to do with it. I'm sure we're going to pay the French. Whether it's right to be paying the French to do the job that they should be doing anyway is another matter. Very clearly, they're not even doing that, going by the footage that went out on Sky over the weekend or a few days ago. Frankly, at the moment, they're doing very little, if anything at all, to prevent people from leaving France. But beyond that, they're also doing nothing to address the issue at the point when a lot of these people either enter France or the EU. I'm sure we're going to pay them. I don't think we should need to, but that's another matter.
Yes, I mean, I think when we do eventually pay them, we should have very strict conditions. It should be based on the performance, because clearly they're not doing a very good job. But, you know, this issue seems to be ongoing, has been ongoing for so long, and we know levels are unprecedented. I mean, what on earth is the solution?
The solution is really relatively easy, I think. All those who seek to get across illegally or make it across illegally should be held in secure accommodation. They should be having their cases dealt with quickly. And those who don't qualify for leave to enter or for asylum, if that is what they're asking for, should be returned. And before people say, but the French won't accept them back, let me give you the example of someone arriving at Heathrow from France who claims to be an asylum seeker and manifestly isn't, but doesn't qualify for any other leave to enter the UK. They are immediately sent back. So why doesn't that happen, and why shouldn't that happen with those coming across the Channel, who already this year are getting up towards 1,900 people. 19,000 people.
Yeah. I'm very, very fearful about how this might play out. So the people of Kent are already up in arms at how easy it is, apparently, to wander around Kent if you're an illegal immigrant, essentially. I'm concerned that something's going to happen here, that there might either be a rise in some kind of vigilante local migration watch, not to coin your phrase, I suppose, but also the idea of actually, if something happens, if a woman is hurt in some way, for example, or there is a particularly bad crime, I think there's going to be massive societal outpouring here, and we can't have that, can we? Are you concerned about the potential social damage that this might be about to lead up to?
Well, I'm very concerned about the fact that we don't seem to have any inkling as to the sort of people that are coming here. It seems from case after case that a lot of those who are coming here illegally actually don't want to be picked up. They don't want to be accommodated because they are going straight into the sphere of criminal activity. And the traffickers are, in fact, intending that to be the case. So, yes, I think that there are risks. There are huge risks. I'm not sure about people in Kent getting up in arms. I know there's a lot of ex-immigration officers who live in places like Deal and Walmer, and they see this sort of thing going on all the time. And indeed, they tell me that it's going on all the time. I don't think that we need have any fears about them turning into vigilante groups, but
not even doing anything about it when they had a job, were
they? But resentment is certainly being stoked up, and where I think it will show is at the next election, when people are going to say, well, hold on a moment, you told us you're going to deal with all this. They're going to tell the Conservative politicians that they've failed miserably to do anything about either illegal immigration or indeed wider migration, which continues apace. And in fact, illegal immigration is only a small part of that. We are at the moment in the realms of around 300,000 net people a year coming to this country. And the government had said they were going to deal with that. They haven't. If anything, they've boosted the numbers that are coming here, and they're clearly doing nothing about the illegal migration that is going on across the Channel.
Yeah, and we have already seen the far-right group Britain First actually being allowed to register as a political party by the Electoral Commission, so clearly that is manifesting already. But let me just ask you one final question. Some people have said now that the ONS has said job vacancies are at 1 million for the first time. One way we could perhaps plug that gap is by allowing asylum seekers to work and to actually contribute to society. Would that be something you'd be in favour of?
I think that would be a nonsense, frankly, as if there aren't enough pull factors already to add to them, I think is wrong and would be a huge, huge mistake. All it would do is encourage people to make their way here in even greater numbers than they are at the moment.
Alp Mehmet, thank you for joining us this morning. Alp Mehmet, the Director of Migrant
Pleasure.
Watch UK.